The Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan, speaking at an event in Chandigarh, asserted India's position as a continental and maritime power, saying India enjoys a predominant position in the Indian Ocean region and hence we are always the first responders and preferred partners of choice for any other country. Listen in.
If you look at the geopolitical events of the 20th century, India's partition, the coming out of Pakistan, our war with China, forced India to have a continental kind of an outlook. But if you have a look at India's geography, I think it tells us that India is both a continental and a maritime power. So we are a continental power because of a huge landmass. We are a continental power because a large amount of our population resides in the heartland. We are connected to the Asian landmass physically. We are a kind of a maritime power because of a peninsular shape jutting out into the Indian Ocean region. We have 2 island territories on the flanks, which provides us a huge amount of depth and security to the.
All right, I'm being joined by my colleague Brian Thomas on the broadcast. Brian, can you share more with our viewers in regards to what the CDS has said?
The nation must recognize its dual character as both a continental and maritime power. Not only that, he stated that if one looks at the geopolitical events of the 20th century, India's partition, the emergence of Pakistan and the war with China, these developments compel India to adopt a continental outlook. But when one examines the geography, it is evident that India is inherently both a continental and a maritime power. General Chauhan also underscored India's strategic advantage in the Indian Ocean region, noting that the country holds a very predominant position that naturally positions it as a first responder and preferred partner of choice for nations in the region. Yes.
All right, Brian, appreciate you joining me. I'm also being joined by Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, who's a defense expert. So the CDS has said that India is both a continental and a maritime power. Now, in light of these statements, how do you view India's defense capabilities?
Well, India is a continental power and India was always a continental power. There's no doubt about it. And India historically was a very, very predominant maritime power. We don't forget how did all our entire civilization spread in Southeast Asia. How Hinduism established itself in Bali, Java, Sumatra, Indonesia. How it is because of our maritime heritage. So India was a maritime power and so is India a maritime power. And now changing circumstances around in our Asia-Pacific zone, strategic area, which was coined by Shinzo Abe, and it has suggested that India must take a lead in the development of Asia-Pacific strategic area. It means that Asia-Pacific is not only made of land mass, it is made of a vast sea mass, Indian Ocean, South China Sea, Malacca Strait, Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, all this aspect, and India is predominant in that, whether it is Arabian Sea, whether it is Bay of Bengal, and whether it is Malacca Strait. So India has already started doing their exercises in South China Sea, Malabar exercise, and so many other exercises, military exercises, air and naval exercises, and land exercises are going on. So India has projected its image. Every country knows and understands, and every country is wanting to do exercises with India. Why? They are wanting to do military exercises with India for very reason that India's capability everybody respects, whether it is on land, air, or sea. They know our Air Force capability, which has been already projected. They know our army capability, what we did to China on the 7 Heights and Kailash Heights. They know very well. So now they know where our Navy stands. Absolutely clear. They have seen the exercises. We are getting the 3rd aircraft carrier coming up also. And our sea submarine power, our aircraft carrier power, our naval air power, all aspects make us maritime power. And not only I'm talking about military power, even as a maritime trade, our trade routes, our people, we are providing largest provider of shipping, personnel, merchant navy, etc. India is a leading country, so you can make sure that India will now regain its leadership in maritime power, be it military, be it civil, and of course continental power. We are the third largest army. You cannot play around with. Only thing is that now the political will is with us, with the India, and in the same line. We are thinking about the same line. What Rajnath Singh has said is absolutely correct, and we stand by it.
All right, sir.